Good morning, I'm forecaster Jimmy O'Neill from the KMET Weather Center. For the Beaumont and Banning area, daytime hours will be partly sunny skies. Highs will be stable at 56. Daytime hours in the IE area, you can expect partly sunny skies too, highs at 58. Afternoon, Coachella Valley, expect sunshine, highs in the upper 60s. I'm forecaster Jimmy O'Neill for Smart Talk 1490 KMET.
That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMBT 1490 AM. Appreciate each and every one of you. We got Jesse over there. I will say this before we bring Jesse on. He's a little upset. He's a little mad. And he's a little not happy right now because I went with him. Well, I did go with him. I would have gone with him, but I had to go to, I know the way I said it. I didn't have to go, but I kind of had to go to the LA Comic-Con or Comic-Con LA, which I said, go get your tickets and you could buy them. So technically you could have gone, Jess. He just would have gone as a press person, you know, because I have a badge. I don't have it with me right now, but it has press right underneath it. It would have been something that you would have loved, Jess. I'm not going to lie. But I kind of need to say this. That way next time, you know you're not going to miss, you know, because I had some people where I kind of did like a thing and I did it on my social media. I said, do you want to go? And I posted like a week in advance. And I had some people say, no, I don't want to go. I'm like, all right, I get it. You don't have to be some, you know, that way. But anyway, so I did see some people that I know. I didn't see a lot of people that I know. And so I was like, okay, but they could have had a mask on because a lot of people went with a mask, you know. And not like, you know, I mean, somewhat like as cosplay. A lot of people like that. They had a lot more than usual, by the way. But they also had gaming, by the way. So I have to talk to that really quick. They had gaming and they had esports there. So I talked to the guy who does it. He set it up. If you were there, you know, let me know. But I think we could do it next level with Magic, Jess.
That would be cool, especially over there.
Yeah, everyone I talked to except one person knew what Magic was. One person was like, I think Vegas has Magic. I go, they do have Magic. And then her husband was like, no, not that Magic. That's called like, you know, yay, woo. And she's like, oh. And then he goes, no, the card game. So he's a good comic friend. We'll probably have him on in the weeks to come. Josh Carrera. Which actually has done really big for himself. He actually, which big shout out to the, you know, everyone that's in the high desert who actually saves money. And I always say, you don't have to be in LA to like hit it big. You could be in another part of, you know, the area or even move eventually. But he got a contract with Marvel because his drawing was that great. So I'm super excited. He'll be on in the weeks to come. And shout out to Martha Cassera and Josh Cassera, who actually know exactly what they do when it comes to fun, when it comes to, you know, comic and drawing. But that's basically what, you know, Comic-Con's about. But it really morphed this time because they're hitting the streaming community. So the streaming community was there as well. And so, like, you know, the people that you would see on YouTube and all those, a lot of people are here. Some of them are not. But they're playing games on, that's right, the one that I always say, get VR because it's coming. Intel was there, and they were sponsoring the event for that. So they have this huge gaming what is it called? Gaming desktop thing. And so that, CRX, I think is what it's called, and it's Intel, and it's a nice computing system. It's for gamer. It's got like the fans, it's got the cooling system, it's got everything. And they start as low as, I think, $600 and up. It just depends which custom one you get. I think up to like maybe $1,800 or something. Go to CRX, you'll find it. I think it's CRX Gaming. And so they have, what's the one I can never remember? Steam, I think, or yeah. They have Steam where you log in and then you can play the game, or you can go ahead and get it VR style. So they didn't really have any headsets. State Farm was there with a headset, but they were like bringing people in so that you could talk insurance. You know, but State Farm is great insurance for your home, for your, you know, vehicle, for anything that you need, including life insurance. So they have a lot of stuff like that. But there you go. All right, Jess, what's going on in the world?
Oh, yes, I so wish I would have gone to Comic-Con, but it's okay because you know what? It comes around every year.
Yes, it does.
And so yeah, I just had a nice relaxing weekend, and I did catch I catch one movie on Netflix, which is actually pretty fun. And it's surprisingly a Norwegian film. I don't know if you've seen it yet.
Have not.
Okay, so the movie is called Troll.
Have not, will not.
Oh my!
I don't like trolls.
It's a fun movie.
I don't like
Okay, so
dreaming them. I don't like interacting with them. I don't like trolls. Trolls they get very like, and I just like don't want.
no, no, no. This one's actually pretty cool. So it's about a uh these people, they're like digging into this mountain for whatever reason, and people are protesting, blah blah blah. Mountain collapses and a giant troll comes out.
Yeah, I don't like trolls.
It's a fun movie, and I'm surprised that it came out from Norway. So you know what? I know you don't like trolls. Just stay in the sunlight, you'll be okay. I tell you, trolls will never be here. That's all I got to say.
You think so?
Well, internet trolls, on the other hand, are everywhere.
Some people act like trolls, man.
They do, and that's sad.
Yeah, so you got to be careful of that. I'm bringing it up so people can see what you're talking about. I just see this face and I say no, thank you. I don't want it. I don't need it, and I don't want to dream it at all. I had some weird dreams recently, so I don't need any more weird dreams. But okay, so it looks fun. Is it fun for kids?
I would think so. I mean, it's a pretty cool movie. Yes, there aren't many movies where it makes me feel like, yeah, that's such cool, right? Well, for me anyway. Um, I don't know. I just like the whole history behind the trolls and stuff like that, especially over there. It's such a fascinating creature to me.
I hope this guy visits you in your dream.
Oh my god. Okay, so first off, this dude's like 150 feet tall. So if he were to visit me, he would probably squish me.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, but it's a pretty interesting story. I'm surprised it actually caught my attention, because most stories don't. I'll get tired of it. But it's actually a pretty decent movie.
He's
even
huge. People are
Yes.
climbing on him. What's that?
Yes, he is. But you know what? I can guarantee you, if you watch that movie, by the end of the film, you'll realize that the troll isn't really the bad guy.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, so he's a nice troll, just kind of happens to look that way. He's like, don't judge me.
Don't judge a book by its cover is what I want to say.
Okay,
Yes.
all right. Probably started off as a book, huh?
It may have, but I don't know. I don't really know much about like European like folk stories and stuff like that. So when I see stories about trolls or goblins that take place within this country, I find it very interesting because they include stuff that I didn't know.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you know what? Netflix is doing some pretty cool things. I saw something with which kind of goes way back, and I think that looks cool as well. This has some really good actors, including that guy that was he's in every movie. All right, so yeah, it looks pretty good. So it's a good show to watch. But remember Willow, Jess?
Yes, that was the other one thing I watched on the weekend.
I want to see that. The original one, if you guys don't remember, Willow had Val Kilmer. Remember that? And when he was young, and the girls were like, "Oh my God, you're so hot!" Right? That was way like, when was that? Was that in the
That was in the 80s. I believe it was in the late 80s, around 87.
Yeah.
So yeah, they actually made a series called Willow, and it takes place in the future. And I saw the first two episodes, and I liked it. I loved it. Seeing the actor reprise that role again after almost 20 years?
Yeah.
30 years. So seeing Warwick Davis on the TV again it was very emotional for me, because I watched that movie so many times
Did
when I was
you?
a kid. Yes, I loved it.
Yeah, this is the poster of the original one, which came out, so you guys know what we're talking about. This is the one that's Kilmer in the back, and of course, the one in the front, he's in it. But honestly, he looks like still young. I don't know how old he was when he did that, but pretty cool, huh?
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Warwick Davis, who's the little person, he looks great. You know what? He's been in so many things throughout the years, like in the Leprechaun series, or he was in Harry Potter and a bunch of other things.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm not gonna lie. If I ever meet him in person, I'd probably end up crying. I'd be like, "Oh my God, can I get a hug? I've been watching you since I was little."
Yeah. And I know they always talked about a movie coming, and it never got done. I know Kilmer's not good in health. I saw him in Top Gun, And I said, okay, so I don't know if he makes an appearance in this, but and I know he's not Willow. This was a Ron Howard film, huh?
Yes, yes, it was. Wow.
Okay.
Most people don't remember that, but yes, it was a Ron Howard film. I think also George Lucas. I could be wrong. They all had a little partnership going together.
Yeah.
But yeah, Willow is the little sorcerer, the little dude,
The little
and
one that they save. So he's the one, along with Kilmer and along with the Queen, that try to save the little baby, huh?
yes, 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 that is exactly right.
Okay, okay. So yeah, so I would say this. I don't know if it was in a way like one that you have to see the first one. I'm not gonna lie. I don't remember the first one. Okay, I remember because I was a kid. And if it came out in the 80s, I was a little kid. My parents really didn't like films like this. I loved films like this. Okay. And I remember like a scene where he goes off because it kept playing the trailer, right? And he kept going, the little guy, Warwick Davis. What's his character's name? I can never remember.
His name or his character's name in the show?
Yeah, because everybody thought he was Willow, and then they realized he's not Willow. But this was Kilmer when he was at his like yeah, he looked the part, and then he made it really big. Of course, I don't know if he was big before that. I'm pretty sure he was. But they didn't really focus on him, even though he was the guy to help Warwick Davis, or the character that he plays, right? Save the baby, right? Or as you say, magic baby.
Warwick Davis plays Willow. That's his name. Willow Oofgood.
But no, Willow isn't Warwick Davis. Willow is the
No.
little baby, right? Or is he Willow? I'm so confused, Jess.
Willow is Warwick Davis, the little sorcerer.
So
The
he's
girl-
Willow. I thought the baby was Willow.
No, the baby's name is Alora Dannon. Yeah, you'd have to watch it.
So he is Willow.
Yes, he is Willow.
Okay, then I got it wrong. Somebody told me the wrong thing. They said, stop calling him Willow because the little one is Willow. I go, then you know what? I don't know what to do. Okay, so you know what? This is good. I'm glad because things tend to kind of go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But I'm like happy about this. I think a lot of fans will be. They really need to market it more. I saw it come up on something, probably Instagram or something. I was like, okay, I want to see that like on the trailer. I thought it was going to be a film, not going to lie. I didn't know. Oh, it's on Disney Plus. Okay. All right. Oh, I just got rid of Disney Plus. Oh, I'm going to get so mad at my mom right now. Okay, so there it is. If that was on Netflix for some reason, there it is. Willow. Why didn't it make it to the big screen? It should be on the big screen. I want to see this on the big screen, Jess. Oh, that's why. They're making it a series, so it's not a movie. They're making it longer. Oh, Jess, you know what's coming? You know what's coming? They're going to stop making, and here's my prediction. Okay, I said this about a year ago, and I said this to a few people, and they said, no, you're so wrong. I said, no. They're going to start at some point making series which are normally a film because they can. If you think of certain stuff that you binge on, like, okay, I'll give you an example. I used to watch with someone, and she's always said this. She goes, I hate it because it's over. I go, what do you mean? She goes, it's over. I go, it's not over. It's just the first season. She goes, yeah, but it's over. I go, you watch a film that's only 2 hours. It's over. Then you wait for the second one. She goes, yeah, but it's over. I'm like, what? So finally it made sense to me. What she really, I think, was seeing, she tends to see the future. It's weird. But was this. Eventually, movies will not be just a 2-hour film. It'll be a long series which keeps you all the way through. So you're going to want to binge watch all this, including Willow, because that looks cool and fun, right? Tell me that doesn't look fun, Jess.
I can see that happening, but you know what? I've seen the first 2 episodes, and I loved
But
it.
look at that
You know what?
artwork. You got the gray skull up there
Right.
at the top.
Beautiful.
Like, come on, man. This is like fun for everyone. And if it's Disney, then you know they're doing it right for the kids.
Right? The poster reminds me of like the old 80s hack and slash fantasy films like Camelot or Lady Fire, stuff like that.
And the great thing is, it's all around the world. You just have to have a subscription. Okay, they need to bring back that like $1 thing. I'll get it again under maybe a different username. Maybe I'll do that. I don't know. I need to see this. I need this in my life. Anyway, all right, we're gonna take a quick break. There it is. There's some fun comic. There's some stuff for you guys, no matter where you're at. I know a lot of people didn't go because you're watching from wherever you're watching. Big shout out to you guys. Stephanie Reed, we see you. She's from Ohio. She's like, I didn't get to go, Jess. Mark there. Thank you for tuning in. Okay, we got people tuning in on other. Thank you. We'll be right back with more right after this. Stay tuned.
New teen driver in the family? Just bought your first home? Have a new bundle of joy? Every life change matters, and by reviewing your insurance policy with Little & Sons Insurance Services, you could be benefiting with big savings. Little & Sons Insurance Services, a family-owned insurance agency who values the old-fashioned way of doing business. They work for you, not an insurance company, meaning your best interests are at heart. They can custom tailor your policy based on specific needs at a price you can afford. Home, auto, or business, you're covered. Call 1-844-9-LITTLE. That's 1-844-9-LITTLE, or go online to little, the letter N, sons.com. That's littlensons.com.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state? Did you miss sending out a prior year tax return? The IRS is out to collect now more than ever, and they'll use any means necessary. They legally can and will garnish your wages, take your money, and even seize your property. If you're behind on your taxes, call the Tax Relief Hotline right now at 951-224-9000. That's 951-224-9000. 951-224-9000. You can legally get your tax debt under control and in many cases get the breathing room you need. Garnished wages, property seizures, bank levies can stop immediately, but you have to call. Many of our specialists are IRS enrolled agents. They know the system and how to make it work for you. Don't wait for the IRS to come down on you. Act now so you can get your tax debt under control. Call their Riverside office today for free info at 951-224-9000. That's 951-224-9000. 951-224-9000. Join Yvette Walker every Tuesday at 4 o'clock p.m. on KMET ABC News Radio, 1490 AM, FM 98.1, and Internet KMET TV for the Southern California Business Report. The show is dedicated to highlighting successful businesses and the individuals behind them. Yvette interviews the incredible people managing these enterprises that range from awe-inspiring sole proprietors to world-renowned organizations. The Southern California Business Report, Tuesdays at 4 o'clock p.m.
Standard time is here. That means shorter days and cooler nights that make you want to stay inside. Don't get caught in the cold. Franklin Mechanical Systems can do a preventative maintenance check on your heating unit to get it working right. For cleaning, repair, or a new installation, call them for a free estimate. Franklin Mechanical Systems, for all your residential and commercial heating and air conditioning needs. Call their Beaumont office at 951-845-1000. That's 951-845-1000, and stay warm today.
That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. I'm Aaron Sanchez. We got a lot of things going on. Saw something recent, Jess. It popped up on my headline here, so you know I got to cover it. So evidently, and this is weird, I'm not going to lie. I think he's back. Thank God. Fauci was saying some weird stuff at the beginning of the year, and I'm like, are you like buying into the whole thing that you were like face palming on? Like, what the heck? But now he's back to it, and people are going to hate him for it. But I say, well, don't hate him, because let me read this first. Flu hospitalizations nearly double amid what they're calling a triple-demic. Do you know why they're calling it a triple-demic, Jess?
I have a few guesses, but I'm willing to let you.
No, go with your guess.
I don't know. I just said that. I'm trying to act smart, okay?
Okay.
Call my bluff. I bluffed and it failed.
I'm trying to be nice, man. You're like, shoot. Triple-demic means this. And it was interesting. Yesterday I went and I visited someone, and he says, yeah, we have all three going on at the same time. I go, oh, okay. Does that give you a hint, Jess?
Let's see. Probably monkeypox, COVID, and the flu at the same time.
Actually, that would be a quad-demic, but monkeypox isn't there yet in numbers. You're almost right. You're right, though. You're not wrong, Jess. You're not wrong. Monkeypox is still around. It's still around.
COVID, and what else? Is there something else I don't know of?
Yeah, the one we're talking about with, but they always say it's kids, but it's not kids anymore. It's RSV.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so they're calling it a triple-demic. So that's a problem, Jess. So there you go. So now he's saying he's open to school shutdowns. And people are like, are you kidding? But it's bad. It's really bad. That's why I say be careful. Kids give it to parent. Parent gives it to kid. They give it to other kids, and then you all get sick. So be careful, especially if you got kids in school right now. So they may do we'll see. We'll see. I'm not going to say anything yet because I have a feeling, don't want to but we'll see what happens. So there you go. So be ready if it happens. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. But there you go. All right. So and some people are upset now. It's just pox. They're like, well, which pox is it? Because there's smallpox. There's other forms of pox, and now there's pox, which is technically monkeypox, but whatever. So be careful, whatever you get. Just remember, just be aware, be happy, and then love life and enjoy things at home. Because right now it's bad. Oh, look at this one. Here's another one. And this is in our area in Ventura. I'm gonna read this one. Wait, hold on. Emergency rooms dealing with a surge in respiratory illnesses, flu. Flu worsens, and 44 states are reporting high. Ooh. All right. You know what? I'm not going to talk that because whenever I talk that, people say, no, it's not a thing. I go, it is a thing. Go to the emergency room and see if it's a thing. If it's a thing, then no. Be careful of it. If it's not a thing, then maybe it's not in your area because some areas don't have it as bad. That's true. Okay, I'm going to say that. People always forget that part. I always say that. And some, which I would say, if you do a lockdown, in an area, then people will be fine with it. If you do it all across the U.S., people will not be fine with it. Again, people probably move out because of that. But again, it only lasts a few weeks, Jess, when you do a lockdown. So we'll see. All right, Jess, what's going on in the news?
Well, we could either talk about good stuff. Let's be real, there's more bad stuff in the news right now than good stuff. We could talk about more film stuff. James Cameron is always in the news.
Oh, Avatar's coming out. That makes sense. I hope he didn't say anything dumb. He tends to do that. Oh, God. Tell me he didn't do anything. Did he?
Wow. You went straight to the negative. Okay, first off, do you know how much that film has to rake in gross for it to break even?
Well, let me put it this way. The first time he did it, they said it couldn't be done. He said, look, it can be. And then they broke a record, which had never been broken before. But they did it around a time where prices were already high. Okay, so technically, if you account for that, But he did it more IMAX and 3D, so they charged more. And because that kind of people were like, okay, I want to see it in 3D. Because they did it really good in 3D. It wasn't great. It was good in my opinion. But I became a fan when I interviewed him later. And then I interviewed like Michelle Rodriguez and a few others that did a really cool thing for kids of school, for especially certain areas which couldn't afford it, and they did this big viewing. I forgot where it was. I think it was definitely in LA, and it was awesome. And then they went to the hotel. They had the after party with some, not all, but the kids of certain community schools were able to see Avatar for free. So James Cameron did it for free, and it was already out like weeks, and I was like, no one ever does that. Right? They brought in the school buses. So imagine like going on a field trip, Jess, to go see Michelle Rodriguez do like, she does DJ stuff. She was on, it was at LA Live. I remember that. And it was a big thing. They invited us. We didn't get to stream there because they're like, not allowed. I'm like, okay, that's when I knew Union was a thing. Anyway, it was the funnest thing ever. Okay. Now that was at a time before I had a show. Otherwise I would have been like, okay, here's the interview. But the interview got lost, not gonna lie. And Michelle Rodriguez, when I interviewed her, it was like a 5-6 minute interview. Best time of my life. People always say, do you ever have regret whenever you interview, or who's your favorite? I have regret with one of my favorites, Michelle Rodriguez, who obviously Resident Evil, right? That lady. She is really just normal, okay? She's 100% normal. She's not that whole like, I'm this or that. She's never that. You know her in the Fast and Furious, stuff. But she had a really good conversation with me. We had a really good one, and my cameraman just forgot to push record. So, always know. So, okay, let's go back to the story, Jess. What happened with James?
No. Well, yeah, he's made quite a few comments, but like, do you seriously know how much that film has to make for it to break even?
Probably $1 billion, like it already passed in the first one.
2 billion.
2 billion?
It's reported for that it has to make $2 billion for it to break even.
He's overpaying. He paid way too much. No wonder he's like, I'm done with the last one. Okay, he paid too much. I know where they do it at because we had a studio right next to his in Manhattan Beach. It's Marvel Studio, right? But he bought it, and they do a lot of filmings there. But they have like stuff there that are Avatar, right? It's like near Redondo. But I'm not gonna lie, when we had a little studio there, I was like, oh my god, this is great. And so whenever we'd leave through the back, and I was always hoping I'd like run into someone. But it was the winter, and they weren't filming anything. One thing was filmed there, I could tell because one of the chefs from one of those shows were there, and I was like a fan. I was like, oh my god, this is awesome. But it looks in the front like it's all office, which it is. They have offices there. But in the back, that's basically Cameron's studio for Avatar. So that's where they do it at. They have other studios as well around the world, but here in LA, they do it there. But really, I think he overpaid, Jess.
I'm trying to figure out where the money's going, but apparently he filmed part 2 and 3 kind of like back to back.
That's why. There you go. He did the Superman thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, I don't know if I can be in a movie theater for 3 hours and 10 minutes or something.
You don't remember the first one, huh? It was that long.
I never saw the first one in theater.
Okay, the first one made $1 billion plus, okay? And it was the first one that ever broke that record. But he came from Titanic, from Terminator, so they're like, okay, we'll trust you. This is new technology. We've never done this before. The technology has gone next level in other features, but they don't do it all the way through. He does it all the way through. This time, he did like all the way through. The last time they did half human, half like Avatar or virtual, right? But this time I think they did all that. So it's very expensive with digital artists, with like the end credits are probably so long you're like, so that's where the money went. It put a lot of people to work during coronavirus, right? But yeah, and if he filmed both of them, then he'll probably make it back. Because a lot of people don't know this, but Superman 1 and 2 were filmed together. That's why they actually had a bigger, but in the end, they made their money back way, but so there you go. All right, Jess, what else is going on?
Oh, yes. Okay, so I don't know if you want to go to something tragic. Oh, that's in the news as well. No, I was
Just go to whatever you feel.
No, you were talking about the flu and the little tridemic. I noticed a lot of people have been getting the flu on my timeline.
Yes, I know. I had a few people posting like, pray for me, pray for my father, pray for my mother. They have COVID. So again, like I say, I have to say this again because come this summer, people are going to act like it's not a thing. But we have new viruses here. That's the problem. I talked to someone. He's very smart. And I said, okay, what do we do next? He says, honestly, bundle for the winter. If you have stuff that you do it little, not a lot. Be careful because people will be sick whenever they go places. If they're coughing or if they're sniffing, don't go near them because they may have a version of the virus. But because we don't know which one it is anymore, we don't know whether it's COVID, we don't know if it's a flu, we don't know if it's RSV, we don't know if it's, all the other numbers that they're coming out with. We don't even know if it's the plague yet because in certain areas around the world, the plague is now a thing. So if you have dark spots anywhere near you, that's the plague, okay? And I'm talking the plague like, that did medieval in, They always say it was rats. It's not rats this time. It's humans to human, okay? So if you see black or fungus or anything growing somewhere, especially in your room, that's like, so that's going to be a thing in the next couple of months. But anyway, be careful, okay? So, you know what I mean, Jess?
I do. I also have one more thing to say. This story is probably about 1 minute long. Okay, so you know what the Oxford Dictionaries is, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So apparently they have like a word of the year or something like that.
Okay.
And so I don't even know how to say it, but either way, the word of the year is goblin mode. I don't even know what to say.
Wait, what? What? I haven't heard anybody use that, Jess.
That's what I'm saying. This is the article. Asked to sum up 2022 in a word, the public has chosen a phrase. Oxford Dictionary said Monday that goblin mode has been selected by online votes as its word of the year. Am I so stuck in a little... Oh my God, I really am stuck in this little bubble here. Oh my God.
I'm not going to lie, Jess. I've never heard that before. I think, if anything, magic people have heard it. Like, you don't want to have a goblin deck and be, like, goblinized, There's nothing good about goblins. They team up against you, Jess.
I don't know. I'm just like I'm in a place where like all these new words are being invented, and I'm just like, oh my god, people are using them for different things, and I'm just like sitting here like I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
Yeah, I know, I know. All right, I'm bringing up something. It might slow it down. Maybe I shouldn't bring it up. But if you go to cdc.gov and then /flu, you're gonna see a map which is really, really bad. Okay, let me see if I can take a capture of it really quick. Let me try to do it live because it slows down my stuff. I don't know why. I'm gonna do that. Actually, no, I'm not gonna do that. You know what? Just know it's really bad. The flu, okay, when you say the flu, you go, I've gotten the flu, so I can get well from that, right? You hear a cold, you go, okay, I've gotten well from that. But these are something else, okay? And if you're in the, how do I say, the flu already kills people, okay? People know that. That I didn't know, by the way, for a long time. I didn't know the flu kills people, Jess. I didn't know that. Like, prior to coronavirus, I had no idea the flu killed people. I knew pneumonia killed people, but I didn't know the flu. Like, I was kind of dumb before 2020. Okay, I got really smart really quick. Shout out to Tim, who actually knew this. He said more people die every single year of the flu. This was before coronavirus came out. It was weird. And then coronavirus came out. And then I was like, okay. But then he equated it to the same thing. I'm like, but you said people die of the flu. He goes, yeah, but we lose people every single year from that. I go, yeah, but. And so that's kind of where it got kind of weird. But anyway, my point is this. Coronavirus is worse than the flu technically, but the flu is bad usually for people with respiratory illness or disease already, but especially if you're like older in years because you already have a lot of problems. Like if you smoke, you don't want the type of flu that hits your lungs, right? You don't want what do you call it? Pneumonia, any forms of it right now. I had pneumonia once, okay? I hated it, okay? And I couldn't travel. I hated it. I had to go by bus, and I hated it. I had to go cross country because I had to train for a job. This was way when, right? But my point is this. Don't get any of these. They're all respiratory related, but some of them come like cold-like symptoms. Some of them come like flu-like symptoms. So here's my suggestion. If you feel like lightheaded, or you feel dizzy, or you feel anything weird, if you have a problem breathing, go to the hospital. Get it taken care of. Don't feel like normal cold, normal flu, you'll be fine. Be ahead of it. But if you end up in the emergency room, then no, you're probably going to be alone because they're probably going to put that again, if they haven't already, where you can't visit family. So I say this, get your affairs in order, okay? If you take medication, get that a list, because they will say if you become incapacitated, people hate to hear this, but if you or someone you know gets incapacitated, you need to know what they're taking so you could say, this is what they're taking, this is what they need normally. They have high blood pressure, didn't know that. They have diabetes, didn't know that. They have, because some family members don't tell other people because they're used to being independent. I'll give you an example, Jess. You should have this conversation with your mom. Okay? If she were to end up in the hospital, do you know what medication she's taking? Do you know what she has? Do you know everything that's wrong and why she's been to the doctors, at least in the last few years?
I hate when you're right. Okay, I do not know nothing. Yes, I need to make sure she knows this stuff.
Yeah, just in case, okay? And she'll love you for it because she'll say,
no,
thank you for taking care of me. You say, look, worst case scenario,
Smart.
I just need to know your history in case something happens. And then she'll be like, okay, good. So you have a list of her stuff. You say, Ma, if something were to happen, then we're emergency. Like, to me, what would you do? And then she'll say, oh, well, I would do this and that, right? If you were taking a medication, you're like, look, Ma, this is what I take. You know, some people get weird with, like, private things, and I get that. Right? Like, you know, I know your mom's not one of them, but somebody, I got to talk to somebody on, you know, whoever's watching. There's some things you're quiet about, and I get that, you know, because, you know, some people have AIDS, they don't tell anybody. Some people have HIV. Some people have, you know, things they don't want the family to know. Some people are even dying of cancer, they don't even let people know. Some people have things they don't want other people to know. I get that. But then make sure you have something written down so that if you're found that way, they know what to do. Okay, some used to wear a bracelet, and some used to wear something inside a bracelet. Apple Watch has something like that. You put all your information in there, right? But if they can't find the watch, then, you know, or they don't know how to log in, then, you know, what are you going to do? So make sure it's on paper on you or in your wallet. Always have a list of the things that you have, because if it happens all of a sudden, everybody's like, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? And then some people bring all the medication. They go, no, that doesn't help, because they don't want to look through your medication because they're nurses trying to get to the emergency room or get to the doctor, this, that, and the other. So they try to pull up your medical history, but your medical history is wrong. I'll give you an example. They prescribed something to my mom. She rejected it several times because she goes, it's not good for me. I have an allergy to it. She found that out. So she told the doctor, please remove it. Months later, guess what? It's still on her chart. So if they pull up whatever your medical history is, they may pull up the wrong information and then poof, bye, you go, bye-bye, you die, right? Some people sue for that, but a lot of people don't even know that happens, and so there you go. So don't let it happen that way, Jess, okay? That if someone ends up in the hospital and you go, I don't know what you're taking, make sure you know what they're taking, make sure you know what they have, and make sure you're aware, all right? And then if you want to keep it private, that's fine, but have it on you in your wallet, okay? And there you go. That's the answer. All right, people, we're going to take a quick little break. We'll be back with more right after this. Stay tuned.
This is Bernadette, the host of One Life Radio, your number one source for alternative and holistic health since 2011. One Life Radio is designed to educate and inspire. Visit us at oneliferadio.com because you get one body, you get one, and you get one life. Get out there today and make the most of it. Tune in weekdays at 1 p.m. on 1490 KMET Smart Talk, ABC News Radio.
For all you truck and RV enthusiasts, TruckWorks right here in Banning is your one-stop shop for the best diesel performance and overall truck and RV needs. Whether you're towing, racing, off-road, or just cruising around town, TruckWorks specializes in truck and RV service, maintenance, repair, and performance upgrades for every light and medium-duty truck manufacturer. Bring it down to Terry and the guys at TruckWorks. Call 951-922-4776 or visit their website at mydieseldown.com today.
Football season is back, and every Monday night, the Two Coot Lounge at the Yamava Resort and Casino in San Manuel is where you need to be. Come cheer on your favorite team and become a Club Serrano member for your chance to win incredible prizes, enjoy food and drink specials, and be entertained by the 66ers dance team. It's the Monday Night Pigskin Party at the Two Coot Lounge at the brand new Yamava Resort and Casino in San Manuel in Highland, California. Rep your team, and we'll see you there this Monday.
Mattress Brothers Overstock Mattress Sale. Just $3.99 for a foam encased queen pillow top set. $3.99. Check out Mattress Brothers $3.99 Overstock Sale. Mattress Brothers at 120 West Redlands Boulevard in Redlands. The $3.99 Overstock Sale is on now. $3.99 for a foam encased queen pillow top set. Mattress Brothers also has locations in Hemet, Riverside, and Palm Desert. The $3.99 Queen Pillow Top Sale on now.
We're in the studio with Fred Penny, managing attorney with Penny and Associates Injury Lawyers. Fred, tell us what makes you the number one choice for handling personal injury cases.
Most of our firm is made up of former insurance company trial lawyers with extensive experience handling all types of personal injury matters. We believe that gives us a distinct advantage.
That's Penny and Associates Injury Lawyers with locations throughout California. For a free consultation, go to pennyandassociates.com or call 1-800-616-4-LAW. That's 1-800-616-4-LAW.
Are you paying rent because you think you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you renting because you don't believe that you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? The Siegel Lending Team at ronismylender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com, license under NMLS 217037. ronismylender.com.
That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio KMET 1490 AM. I have to bring this up real quick. Some people will not like me for it because they're a huge fan of this, okay? And if you follow her, Jess, don't be mad at me, okay? Let's see, her name, Laura Genevieve, okay? She has a husband, Jonathan Strader, okay? They bought a house in 2018, all right, Jess? And you know, let's put it this way. Homes were good at that time. I happen to know, I think, where this is because I happen to know the area, I think. But they sold it for $1 million. Which I think someone overpaid a lot, Jess. Like, a lot. because is this the home you think you would get for $1 million? And there it is.
What state is it in?
Just look at the do you want
No. What is that? Beachside? I don't know. It looks kind of small to me.
It is small, Jess. $1 million for that?
Like I said, depending on what state, and is it on the beach or somewhere exclusive where people like to waste money for frivolous things?
I think somebody
probably,
overpaid. Or maybe, let's see.
Everyone's over. Oh, of course, they overpaid.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
Yeah. No, this is Long Beach.
Oh, no, you overpaid. That was a quick one. No, you overpaid.
Yeah.
How?
They actually bought it, Jess, originally in 2018 for $555,000, okay? Now, I'm glad they sold it. I'm glad they made their money and then some. They doubled their money, okay, in just a few years. Now, is this normal? No. Okay, now in her, well, let me put it this way. I guarantee they're probably going to, have fun traveling. This is them as a couple, right? She made it famous on Instagram. She fixed up the inside really nice. I don't know who paid that much. I don't know why, but try selling that again, and you're not going to get it. Not in the area. No way, Jose. Some people in the area are like, yeah, that just made our property go up. But, yeah, nah, just no. But they documented the renovation on social media. And so maybe, if anything, they got it kind of known and then people understanding. Because the living room, if you look at what the living room was, you go, I want to pay this. This is a living room. And the space stays the same, Jess. Now, the design is different. This is why certain people, they dress up a home before they sell it. That's why certain people, if you have a realtor and your realtor says, dress it up before you sell it, you will recoup what you put into it. The answer is yes. I guarantee, Jess, unless a super famous person lived there, you would be like, no, I'm not going to pay that much, right? Because imagine your payment every single year. Okay, so this is the room before. This is when they bought it. Would you pay even $500,000 for that, Jess?
No. What? Oh my God, no. Not even. Oh my God. Long Beach. No. If I'm paying $1 million, it better be in the middle of woods, in the middle of nowhere. And even then, that's still too much. But yeah, I don't know. That's just, yeah. If you look at housing prices, it's just so crazy. It's like, why would you pay that much?
Yeah, I don't understand. It's way much.
Actually, Long Beach.
Yeah, and you won't get your money back anytime soon. And if this is where prices are going, I guarantee no one's going to be able to afford it in the coming years ahead. But this is what she did to revamp it. Now, that looks a lot better than the last picture.
Color is better. You're just putting lipstick on a pig.
Well, I will say you enhance color with that. So she made it really nice. This is what people, when they are a realtor, should do for the customer. Okay, if it's empty, put in stuff to make it look lived in. Okay, and then make a deal that they could buy that stuff with the house, and then you're good to go. You don't have to give it, because some people are just good to get where they'll give up the stuff that they have and they'll buy new, and then they can bundle it in to the loan. You know what I mean? Plus, you make it look good. So she did a great job with this, not gonna lie. So hats off to her and her husband, who are walking away going, yeah, they are happy, man. They are happy. And you know what? I say this. Good job putting it on social, because there's a lot of people that don't put stuff on social, Jess. I don't know how many followers she has, but she designed it in a way. Here's the garage. I think, Jess, if anything, this garage, which I think they should make a live in, because I don't know how they're going to recoup their costs. You can't even rent that out and make money on it. Here is, hold on, I'm trying to bring it up. The garage, which actually if you're going to revamp a garage, don't know why it's not coming up. All right, I don't have time for this. Anyway, long story short, there it is. Have fun with that. All right, Jess, what else is going on?
Oh my God, you just got me with that whole, yeah, that's crazy. Oh my God, I can't believe someone would pay $1 million for that. But you know what? Ever since I started looking for homes to buy, yeah, I realized that looking for a refrigerator box would probably be cheaper in the long run.
This is how you do it, Jess. Always look at your monthly, what you pay now. That's what you're used to, okay? Then say, what can I get for the monthly that I pay now or less? If you can go less, even better, but don't do adjustable loan. Adjustable loan is where they get you. They go, yeah, you can pay that with an adjustable loan, meaning it could go up, sometimes down, but never down, especially now. It's going to go up in the next few years, anywhere from 8 to 12 years. So you can say, oh, I want it low, but then all of a sudden it goes big. That's where foreclosures come from, because you can't pay that, okay? So you do this. You say, this is what I pay now. How much of a home can I get for this? Don't go big and try to fit in and go, oh, I'll get a new job, or I'll get another job, or I'll get a second job. Don't do that. Make sure to live within your means, and then you'll be fine. Realtors that do that keep you ahead. Then they can visit you, and then you'll refer business to them. Otherwise, you're going to hate them for getting you a bigger home like this. I think the person overpaid. That's all I'm going to say. All right, Jess, go ahead.
Okay. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Do you believe every religion should have an after-school program?
Ooh, that's a hot topic. I'm going to say this. I think every school should have an after-school program. That's all I'm going to say. Go ahead.
Okay. So I mentioned this story about, I think 6 months ago. It was one story, and then to be honest, I've been following them for a while, and yeah, they're making after school programs crazy. So I remember telling you about the after school Satan Club.
Yes, which I think you were going to sign up on, right?
Maybe so. Okay, so let me tell you, there are two. Okay, first off,
wait, you were sending your kids to the after school Satan program?
Okay, first off,
I don't want to see your kids after they come back from school, but go ahead, Jess.
Okay, so there's two things. There's one, the Church of Satan, which is bad. And then there's the Satanic Temple, which is completely different. Make sure you don't get those two mixed up. For the love of God, don't. But no,
I don't send my look. I don't go anywhere near Satan. I say bye-bye, goodbye, and good riddance. Get rid of ya. There's nothing good that comes from Satan.
That's their opinion as well. In that place, Satan is nothing more than an imaginary figure to show that, you know what?
That's always what he wants you to believe, Jess.
I understand, but you got to remember, not everybody is Christian or Catholic or whatever.
Have you ever met someone that's normal in the head that says, I love Satan? Have you ever, seen Manson? Would you want to be in a room with him, and would you be all right with him eating you?
First off, these people do not worship Satan. They don't.
I'm just saying, Jess. It's an
understand
after-school program for Satan. Isn't that what you called it? Okay, what's it called, Jess?
It's the after-school Satan Club from the Satanic Temple. But you got to look at what they're doing. You're judging it from your perspective.
I just said, okay. If you say to me, this person is normal, and they're normal years later because they went to the after-school Satan program, then I'll be, okay, I get it. You proved me wrong, Jess. But I have met so many people that honestly, they say, I love Satan, and then they want to kill you. I'm just saying.
I understand, but the people who go to the Satanic Temple, they don't worship Satan. They don't believe in Satan. To them, it's nothing more than just a cartoon figure.
But why do they? Well, then they should have a cartoon and say this is the one. But I don't think. I think somehow.
I personally think they chose the wrong name for their thing.
Yes, there you go.
The reason I believe they chose it is to mock Christianity and Catholicism. They could have gone with something completely different.
What would have been the one you say they should have gone with if they want to prove him not true?
Anything but that.
But there you go. That's my point.
But my point is, I like the way the way they think. Science before religion.
Well, I'll put it this way. And I said this to someone. They were upset I said, but I go, whatever. I don't care. I said, people, just because they go to church and they believe in God, right? You call it the God church, right? Okay. Some of those people kill each other. And then they quote scripture. They say, and they become more crazy than the person going to say Satan is not a thing. So I go, all right. The person who says Satan is not a thing, even though I say it's called, trick or treat, let's see what happens. Just because you say it is so doesn't mean it's not so. So in a way, I get what you're saying. People say, "Oh God," but okay. Let me go back. You'll love this because I think you'll love history. Back in the day of Babylon, there were a lot of gods and there were a lot of temples. Okay, So they had all kinds of education programs. They didn't call it school, but they were like, hey, serve this, serve that. The big story in Jew culture, right? The Jewish know Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, okay? The 3 Hebrew men, along with Daniel, right? Those men were basically, for lack of a better term, taken from Jerusalem and then made to kind of be always in Babylon, right? But Babylon had all kinds of gods, okay? And a lot of them were like, do we believe it? Do we believe it? Do we believe it? But there were a lot of weird things in Babylon. Back to Eternals. Eternals kind of like when they make like that place is Babylon, by the way. When you see it in the Marvel movie, they're in Babylon, okay? So Babylon goes bad, just so you know. It gets overtaken eventually, but they're a war nation, all right? They take other gods out. But in a way, the Jewish God came in and said, I release my people. And he wrote on the wall, right? I don't know if you know that story. It's a pretty interesting story. But back to things that happen or don't happen. You go, but those things don't happen anymore. We don't, you know, there's no hand that writes on the wall anymore. There's no like super, I mean, but you'd be kind of like, that's a cool movie. But if it happened, that's in the Bible. That's why some people go, I don't believe the Bible. Come on, think about it. That doesn't even exist. I mean, come on. Have you ever seen a hand write on the wall, you know, a certain like, come on. And then they get overtaken that very night. I mean, come on. Like, who made that story up, right? So back to what you're saying. In essence, though, what they're mocking is what has always been in the Bible. So technically, the Bible made Satan, or the Satan just got into the Bible, or is it just like, where did the word come from, Jess?
Right? I mean, I will.
So do they judge people that go by the Bible, and in a way, they're doing what they don't want to be done to them?
Exactly. I don't know anybody who goes to these places, but I'm willing to listen to them. What was it? I find a lot of religions fascinating just in the way they worship and are willing to just be like, yes, I believe in him and stuff like that. I'm very, yeah, I need to see certain things.
Yeah, I get that. And there's some weird things you'll probably see. Back to Babylon. They saw some weird stuff, which is why they, like, okay, let's go back to Moses, right? Moses, along with the Pharaoh, and this is all in scripture. So if you ask any Christian and or Jew, did this happen? Some will say, did it? I wasn't there, right? Others will say, I believe it existed. I go, okay, who throws a branch on the floor and it becomes a snake? What the heck is that? But God, you get it? Elohim, or the God of the Jew of the day of Moses, release my people, did the same thing. Only his ate the other. So he's like, I'm more powerful than you. How about that? So I think there's some pretty cool stuff that I think if you saw it in person, you'd be like, did they have a hallucination? Were they all on weed, Jess? I mean, come on. There you go.
Honestly,
set my people free. But hey, can I weed up?
No. But you know what? The moment a person from the Satanic Temple goes on a shooting spree, I'll demonize their place. But until then, you know, these people that are shooting up certain places and they start worshiping scriptures and stuff.
You got it. Like I say, it happens. So there you go. There's the view. That's all we got time for. Make it a great day, whatever you do. Remember, life is worth living. Live it well. Bye-bye, everyone. All right, for the rest of you, big shout out to Paul who says, great advice. Yeah, there you go. All right, so there's a lot of stuff going on. Here's the deal. Just be careful in the coming week, okay? And I'll say weeks, actually. This week, be careful. In next, it's going to be a while, especially with the numbers that they're pulling out. The longer they go with no lockdown, the longer we're going to have to worry about this, okay? Probably into February, which is why you're going to want to get the shot as soon as possible. Flu and or COVID, okay? Get it, okay? If you don't have COVID, thank God, but get it, okay? The shot, I mean, not COVID, obviously, because you got to get ahead of it. A lot of people are getting sick. A lot of the numbers are up, okay? And if you think about it, RSV, there's no test for that right now, technically, okay? A lot of kids are getting it, but adults are starting to get it, okay? But in a kid, it's worse because they have little lungs, okay? And it gets really bad in a little. You can recover if you're an adult, but if you're a little baby, if you're a little one or you're newborn, there's going to be, oh man, there's going to be so, okay. If your little newborn is having a problem, take them to the doctor, okay? They will see them. Just say, I don't know if he has RSV. Just say that. They'll say, okay, we'll take him. Because they're taking every single person seriously, especially now. That's what they know, okay? If you don't know if they have coronavirus, don't say that. Just say, I don't know if they have RSV, but have them test for coronavirus as well. Okay, they could do that. Your baby's going to hate it, but better to have a live baby rather than a dead baby. Okay, it sucks to hear them cry. It really does. But make sure to do that so that you don't regret the opposite. Okay, a lot of people are going to have a lot of, like, if you know someone who's lost, and I'll be honest on this. I didn't know. I saw some people this week, and I said something. She says, yeah, my daughter died. I said, I didn't know that, but she died like years ago, but she's still suffering from it as a mom. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. So, you know, just remember, have compassion for people that are losing people, especially now, because there's a lot of people losing people now. And those, if you've lost, you know, a daughter and or a son, even, you know, they call them premature baby. That is something that a woman never gets over, ever, right? You bring it up, it's always a sore subject. So be careful of that. But as far as where we're at right now, they're calling it a triple-demic, okay? A triple-demic is flu, regular flu, okay? Coronavirus, we've been living with that, and RSV. Those are the three. Pox is still a thing, but we'll see. Plague is coming. I hate to say that, but I've already talked to a biologist. He was talking about some people in India, and some of the news is a little late coming out. You're not going to want to hear it, but it's the plague that you would think. They're not going to call it that, but it's a plague. It always rebounds during certain times. Some call it the bubonic plague. Some call it the plague of medieval time. It's that. Okay, if you know anything about history, and a lot of people don't. I went to a history class where they were very smart about it, and they said, look, people burn down homes because it gets on the wall. They call it the Black Plague or the Death Plague, right? If you see fungus growing on a wall, that's bad, okay? You get rid of that, okay, as much as possible. Just call somebody and say, I need to get rid of that, okay? Don't inhale it. Get out from that room, okay? It goes from room to room. Now, they would burn whole houses back in the day, because somebody made sense of it. They said, wait a minute, wherever people die, and they do die, that stuff on the wall, we burn it down. Okay, they got rid of the virus because it lived in the house. So if you moved in, you would get that because you'd inhale it. Okay, some call it mold, other people call it other stuff, but don't get the plague. It's starting to surface in certain countries. Okay, so as what happens with travel, everything goes around. So be ahead of that. All right, so then you'll know what to do. All right. Let's see, what else? Shelly, thank you for tuning in. Paul, thank you. Algenia says, I'm going to take care, I call it taking care of business. Awesome. She's talking about, be aware of your family. I talked, if you're just joining us, this is our after show program of the normal program here on ABC. Normally, people are like, okay, going through life, but you don't talk to family, and that's a problem. I've had people lose family members because they don't know the history of that person, okay? And then they can't go in because they're underage, okay? Some hospitals really do a disservice by saying, oh, you can't see your family member because you're underage, you're not legal age, or you don't have any decision-making right, okay? There's a problem with that because the person's incapacitated. Don't ever do that, okay? I know of a situation that happened, and she died weeks later. Okay, so be ahead of it. That way you could save your family. Okay, if it's your ma, your pa, your brother, your sister, anyone in your family, just say, hey, in the event that something happens in the next few weeks, just say, do you have an emergency contact? That's number one. Number two, do you have someone that can, in essence, speak on your behalf and say to the doctor, they're taking this, please don't prescribe this because this could be something that interacts with what they're taking. And if they're taking something for their heart or anything else, it may not be in the chart because they may go to a different doctor and they may have switched recently. So it may not be in the chart. And it's all online, like the way they share it. They say, oh, we have HIPAA laws and this and that. We can't say anything because we need permission. But I say, but the person's incapacitated. They go, well, you should, and they don't tell you that. But in essence, like that's why they can't tell you information because they have to sign a disclosure or something saying, oh, no, I don't mind my family knowing. Some people don't want family knowing because if they get well, they're like, great, now I have AIDS. Oh, great, now I have HIV. Which if you have a partner, you want them to know that anyway. You want to have that discussion. Don't wait till you're in the hospital to have that discussion. That's embarrassing for everyone. And then you break up, and now no one's happy. But my point is this. Be careful no matter what, okay? Be careful, okay? So that's what I'm going to say. All right, people, I'm out of time. Make it a great day. Oh, by the way, I got to say this because I got to start promoting this. If you know someone who has a broadcast and or something, I'm ready to talk about it with Jesse Torres ready to go on the circuit, no matter what. It's now available on Barnes & Noble. I've been talking about for a while how to start a business in a down economy. All right, it's very affordable. It's $19.95. That's it. I'll post a link. If you want a copy, just let me know. And then we'll take care of that. We'll probably do like a meetup at some point, but don't wait for that. Bring the copy with you because you want to get ahead of it. If you have an idea and you want to do a business, this book is made to get you to do a business honestly within 3 days. Okay, you read it fast. It's only like 100 some pages. You read it fast. You do a business, and you get started. Then we can help you, or you can get the information you need, in the next book, which we're going to be we're already working on technically. So that's out. Get that. Take care of that, and there you go. You'll probably see me post certain interviews because I'll probably let some people know, hey, I can be on the show talking about business, the economy, and how to get ahead of it. All right. So Jesse Torres, you probably seen him do some stuff with me. We do a show called 2 Men in Your Biz, and so this is what we're So I think if anything, you guys just go get it. It's available at Barnes & Noble. Order it online. It'll get shipped, or request it at your store when you go. Say, hey, do you guys have it? And if they don't have it, or you can order and then pick it up in the store at Barnes & Noble. So it's really good. I'll put it back up there for you guys to see. And they have a really good deal right now. So go and get that. Maybe get another book. And then just read it all the way through. And then let me know you got it. Okay? All right, people. Make it a great day. Whatever you do, remember, life is worth living. Live it well.